Hello Market Club members and fellow traders everywhere. Adam Hewison here, president of iknow.com and co-founder of Market Club with your market update for Tuesday, the 6th of May. Well, we're looking at several different stocks today, two of which are going up and two of which are going down. We're pointing out some of the strong similarities in both those stocks. Also, we're looking at the Forex markets, 7-week high on the euro, gold prices which seem to be starting to move up, and also the indices which may be at a tipping point. So let's get started right away. On the screen you can see a chart of Apple. If we look at our trade triangles there, you can see that all of our trade triangles are positive. One quick way to measure this move in Apple, which could go much higher, there's a couple of things that I'm looking at, and here they are. One, it would appear we have a pretty large base just right here that's moved up. Obviously the breakout was when we saw this weekly triangle kick in. We've been bullish on Apple longer term from 465.75. You can see that our monthly trade triangles, which are right here. And also you could measure from this point here down to, let's say, this point here. I'm just going to round this off. So from here, from 570 down to, let's say, 500, that's $70. And if we add that to over this level here, I think you're looking at somewhere in the 640, 630 level as an upside target for Apple right now. So let's see what happens there, but generally speaking, the trend is your friend. Trend clearly up in the stock. Now here's another stock that we like that you probably haven't paid much attention to, but here's what we like about the stock. It's really built a big base, which we like, of course, and the base starts all the way back in December. You can see right here, and it's just coming like a really strong base. And you can see this line here. I'm just going to draw it freehand so you can get an idea. So it's broken out over there. And we've got a very strong day today. Now all of our trade triangles here are all positive with a plus 100 score. It would appear this stock could move up from these levels quite a bit. This is a strong base. You've also got your RSI indicator. The risk isn't that big in my opinion, and you have a pretty good upside target zone. I would say somewhere north of about $25 to $30. So let's see how that plays out. The stock, by the way, let's just clear the screen off for a second and take this out for you so you can see how this market has been much higher. Do a 1-year chart. So we trade up as high as 19.5, so I think we could get up to those levels quite easily if we go maximum on this. You can see we've actually traded as high as 40, so I think we could be in the 30 category. 25 to 30 is not out of the question in my mind in this stock. So nice base, looking higher. Now moving on to a stock called Athena Health. This was a stock that was mentioned prominently yesterday in the hedge fund conference in New York by David Einhorn, and he was saying the market's much too bubbly, a lot of things going on. But what I want to show you is this. Our trade triangles have done very well. Here's a buy signal in our trade triangles here at 136.50. The exit right here was 184.21, so a nice profit there. And look, as you're out of the market, boom, 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 you avoided this move all the way down from 184 all the way down to where the monthly kicked in, which is right here at 128. So that's what, $50, $50 plus dollars, and now you're short from 128.43 and the market's trading at 109. So again, the trend is your friend, clearly below the RSI, is very oversold, but clearly you can see how this market did make a turn and how our trade triangles, we're not hedge fund managed, but the trade triangles certainly captured this move, and that's how powerful the trade triangles are and how they can really alert you to big moves when they come up. Now, moving on to another stock, a well-known stock, we've talked about this before, Amazon. We had a signal all the way back here in February, on the 3rd of February at 341 on Amazon. Now the market did go up. We got out here, took a loss, got back in, pretty much about the same level, a few dollars lower, and from 354 we've been riding this market down. So we got $50 profit in this position, and it looks like it wants to continue to move down and test below the $300 level again. So watch that very carefully. Moving on to the Dow. The Dow is beginning, this is the concern I have with the Dow. There's two things, we talked about this before, and this is what I think could happen. You could either see this market really, this is either a huge base like this, or we're just going to round off as a top somewhere like that, and I think that's what you have to look at right now. Key thing is, watch the trade triangles. They'll tell you what to do. Right now, the trade triangles are still positive, but the market seems to be running out of momentum. One thing you may want to look at is look at the RSI. If it moves below 50, this is the 50 line right here, it may be a strong indication that this market's in a little bit of trouble. Also, the MACD is very flat. Looks like it's trying to turn down. Watch that very carefully too. But again, not sure what's going to happen. No, we've got some very strong opinions both ways on these stocks, on the indices. We have very strong opinions both ways on the indices, so watch them carefully. Moving on to the Nasdaq. Now the Nasdaq is a different picture because you can see we have two red trade triangles, the monthly and the weekly, indicating the trend is down. This type of formation, by the way, we're seeing right here is a continuation pattern, in my opinion. I'll show you what I mean by that. And that is, you've come down and you're creating this sort of, it's called a pennant. And pennants are usually tracked down. They break out like down here, and they continue on. And if you look at where the RSI is, just below the 50 line, this is resistance where it is right now. So we expect this market to continue to move on a downward track in line with what we're seeing right here. So let's see how that plays out. Looking at the S&P 500, again, you're seeing some little bit of weakness coming into the market with the RSI is beginning to just roll over here. It doesn't look too good. Still above the 50 line, which should give support. If it breaks through there, that's another story. But also look at where the parabolic is. We're very close to making that turn down. Somewhere around, I would think, probably below the 1874 level would be a level to look at on the parabolic, and I think that's going to be a very, very key level. So let's see how the things play out. Generally speaking, it looks like the market could be making a rounding top here. I want to be very careful with these indices right now. And remember, this is really a stock pickers market. Now, crude oil is putting in a good performance today. It's beginning, and we just had a weekly, but again, it looks like we may see a bounce from here. And 55 is a trading range, indicating you should be just trading this market. We're below the RSI again. This is an indication of a weaker trend, but we could see a pop up here, maybe back to the 102 level, which would probably give you a good opportunity to short this market. On the Eurodollar, looks like the Eurodollar hit a 7-week high, really looking good here. Don't ask me why. The Ukraine situation looks terrible. Nonetheless, this market's going higher. It looks like it wants to go higher. And if you just put a close-only chart on, we are going to be closing. The highest close you've seen in this market is the 139.32 level, and we're 139.31 right now. So we close up here, this would be a new high close. Certainly a close over 139.50 would be very, very bullish. We're also above the RSI line there. On natural gas, again, this market just wants to inch up. It's inching higher. It's been above the RSI line for some time now, but the trend is clearly up with both the weekly and the monthly, and we're seeing this. This is the UNG, which is an ETF, United States Natural Gas, so we trade it like a stock. So again, very positive on this market, and I think we can see the highest close we've seen recently was 26.82. We're 26.55, a little ways from there, but watch this market because it just had a parabolic change, and we may see a little further strength come in later in the week. Hey, it's Adam Hewison from Market Club. I hope you enjoyed this update, and watch the stocks we discussed today very closely. You can also go to our Q&A section right here. Ask us about any market and get an answer. We have 1,222 comments right now, so ask any question, you'll get an answer from us. I'll see you next time. Have a great trading day, everyone.
You can find Adam Hewison as a regular contributor on Bloomberg, Business News Network, CNBC, and Fox Business News.